Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest, lived a small rabbit named Remi. Remi wasn't like the other animals. He was quiet, shy, and often stayed in the shadows. While the other rabbits hopped around confidently, Remi would watch from afar, unsure of himself. He often thought, "I'm just a small rabbit. What can I do that's important?" One sunny morning, as the animals gathered by the river, something unusual happened. A loud, grumpy fox named Finn entered the clearing, pushing animals aside, demanding they hand over their food. The animals were scared of Finn. They had seen his sharp teeth and heard his growls many times before. They didn't want any trouble, so they stayed silent and handed over what they had. Remi watched from a distance, his heart pounding. Finn was big and mean, and no one dared to stand up to him. But deep inside, something stirred within Remi. He knew what was happening was wrong, but he wasn't sure he could make a difference. After all, he was just a small rabbit. Later that day, Remi found himself thinking about how unfair it was. "Why doesn't anyone do something?" he whispered to himself. He knew the answer. Everyone was afraid, just like him. But then Remi remembered what his grandmother once told him. True bravery isn't about being the biggest or the strongest. It's about doing what's right, even when you're scared. The next day, as Finn returned to the clearing to bully the animals again, Remi felt a surge of courage. He hopped out from the bushes and stood right in front of the fox. His legs were shaking, but he planted his feet firmly on the ground. "Stop it, Finn," Remi said, his voice trembling but strong. "You can't take what doesn't belong to you. It's not fair." The other animals gasped. No one had ever dared to speak to Finn that way. The fox stared at Remi, surprised by the rabbit's sudden bravery. But instead of growling or snapping, Finn paused. He wasn't expecting anyone to stand up to him, especially not a small rabbit. Remi continued, "We're all part of this forest. We share it, and we look after each other. If you need something, you can ask, but you can't just take it." For a moment, there was silence. Then, slowly, Finn backed down. He didn't say a word. He simply turned and walked away, leaving the animals in peace. From that day forward, the animals saw Remi in a new light. He may have been small, but his heart was full of courage. Remi realized that standing up for what's right, no matter how hard, was what made him truly brave. And so the lesson of Remi's story is clear. True bravery isn't about size or strength. It's about doing the right thing, even when you're scared.